The second method is to sell a new variety outright to a nurseryman or seedsman. By this method, I am completely out of the transaction, and the buyer can distribute as he thinks best. Very few of the varieties I have sold in this fashion have been given a name suggestive of me and my work, though most of the buyers, naturally, used my name in the beginning, as a help, which I am proud to say it was, in introducing the novelty. In time, though, the connection had been lost sight of, and that is why I cannot, without looking into my records pretty exhaustively, say just how many new creations and improved varieties now in general use and in high favor in the orchards and gardens of the world came first from my experiment farms. The third method was one I should have preferred, if it had not been made impossible by the work involved and the time required. That is the method of selling direct to the final buyer, the home gardener, the orchardist, or the plant lover. And the reason I should have preferred it above all others, and the reason I have, as far as I could, pursued it, is that it brought me into immediate and direct contact with people I have found uniformly the highest type in the world. The people who grow things and take pride in them and want the best of them and understand the work involved in producing them. Such as these have made my best friends and my most interesting correspondents. It was impossible for me to indulge my desires to deal with them personally to any great extent, because the work of plant breeding and experimentation has always been too exacting. But I confess that I have sometimes played hooky from the work to put up a 50-cent in order from some isolated farm in Nebraska, from some garden lover in New York, or from some enthusiastic and flowery correspondent in Brazil or China or New Zealand, so excited about plants and trees and flowers that he was fairly unintelligible, and in Chinese or Spanish at that. Do you wonder that I urge young people to give consideration to the possibilities that lie before them today in this field I chose so long ago? And with my experiences, and with the demonstrations nature has enabled me to make in the selection and breeding of plants, will you forgive me if I expand the subject a little and comment here, as restrainedly as is possible to one of my temperament, on the appalling folly, waste, and disaster that result on our almost utter ignoring of these same laws when it comes to the rearing of the children of the human race? We breed animals and plants with ever-increasing care, jealous of their heredities, thoughtful of their environments, cultivating them, preventing bad crosses, eliminating the unfit, and under nature's incomparable ordinances, slowly but steadily working toward the millennium of beauty, utility, strength, and productivity that we can see in the far distance for them all. And yet the most precious and the most important children on the planet we breed by chance, from parents thrown together by a process as haphazard as a badly conducted lottery, with dubious backgrounds, into wretched and unfit environments, and we raise them blunderingly, with little thought or care as to their susceptibility on one hand, and the powerful influences of their surroundings on the other. And then we wonder, when we stop, occasionally, frightened by some outbreak of war or crime or disease, to give it thought, what is to be done about the race? Do you think that those laws which nature made and which operate to the improvement of the dog, the horse, the pig, the hen, the pansy, the dahlia, the plum, are laws special to the vegetable world and the world of so-called dumb beasts? Do you think that in the perpetuation and betterment of your own species, you can throw all those laws overboard and follow none? No, indeed, nature is not mocked. Her laws are as changeless as the universe which they rule. Her judgments are as impersonal and impartial as they are just, clear, exact, and incredible. What she requires of us is simple, reasonable, and righteous, that enlightened love, as it must rule our states, dominate our international relations, and fit us for brotherhood with all mankind, must be the governing rule in human mating and the underlying principle in the training of the children that spring from those matings. And it is only enlightened and unselfish love that will lead us to marriages that are not only holy and happy, but that conform to the laws of nature and make beneficent natural selection operative. Ignorance, bigotry, pride, superstition, and carelessness have all conspired to close the door on this subject for centuries. Science is beginning to press it a little open, and through it there is coming now such a blazing light as may someday flash over the whole planet and wither wrong and foolhardiness, and cleanse our minds, and write in its effulgence and whiteness a new record for future generations to read.